Chief Futurist at Futurist.com, researcher, keynote speaker, and author Nikolas Badminton joining us on Canada Now for his weekly visit, his final visit of 2022. And given that, Nick, we look at what humanity will look like in 2023, as you did with a recent article in Futurist.com, which was written in a rather unique way.
Yeah, so there's been a lot of hype about generative AI. There's been a lot of hype about Chat GPT, and so this is a platform from OpenAI that Elon Musk and a number of other people have invested heavily in, and it's out there and it's really pushing out the limits of what artificial intelligence and large language models can actually do. So, point artificial intelligence at all the articles in the world, and suddenly you can ask it a question, it pops out something that quote unquote is original content. So I was sort of playing around with this, and this new platform, Chat GPT, it's like, wow, really, really, really powerful. And I've pumped out a few articles on Futurist.com, and I've got another one coming out where it's like, the problems with that. So we'll talk about that. Yeah. But, I just asked it for, what's its predictions, implications, solutions about the future of humanity in 2023, right? What does that look like? And I asked it to basically do this. This is the prompt that I used, Jeff.
Yeah.
Write a 1,500-word article that states 10 predictions, implications, and solutions for 2023, including key statistics and examples relating to water scarcity, food supply challenges, energy limits, increased waste, shifting geopolitical power from the west to the east, conflict and civil war, misinformation, cybersecurity, politics, national security, how we must have hope as humanity finds new ways to work together for altruistic needs. It sounds like a lot, but the power of these platforms is being very specific. And what came out was something that I think was probably better than 90% of the articles that you see on platforms like Forbes.com.
Mm-hmm.
People say that they're experts. They go on Forbes.com and they literally write a lot of material that 90% of it is just absolute twaddle. So this goes into the twaddle category in a way, right? Yeah. It's kind of interesting, it goes through and it talks about implications and solutions, and it's cool. Go check it out on Futurist. But what's interesting, Jeff, is it's what it doesn't do that really is interesting to me.
Yeah, exactly. Because when I read it too quick. The first time I read it, I was like, Nick's a better writer than this. Like it's got a nice summary to it, but he's much more creative than this. And then I went back and I went, oh, wait a minute. What was I thinking? Okay, this is how it was written.
Yeah.
But so having said that, I thought it was an excellent summary of where we're at right now with all of those topics.
You know what? That personality. Where's the personality in there? I mean, I'm not well enough known that the model knows that I'm someone of significance, which I just do what I do. I'm about as significant as the work that I do. But say if I said and write this article in the style of Stephen King, you would have had an article that was written in the style of Stephen King.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. You can do that kind of stuff, right? So it's
pretty cool.
Yeah, but again, it's not really who it is, right? Or right in the style of whoever.
That's pretty scary.
So
if I'm Stephen King, I think that's, excuse the pun, I think that's pretty scary.
So there's an average level of thought and homogeneity in this, right? Yeah. I mean, they process what's out there in the world. It's terrible at really working out really what comes next, and it's just based on historical reference. I've just written an article, and this line is in there. It's like an automated tech bro startup CEO. It's just just very robotic. I mean, it's a robot, right?
Yeah.
So it lacks empathy for the human condition. It lacks understanding of the joy and the struggle, the stories. It lacks ideas of elation and depression. It lacks the serendipity of finding out new information and weaving that in. And it's kind of overly planned and overly sort of put in a box, right? So we've got a long way to go, but to be able to pump out 1,500 words as a basis and then add your flavor to that and then rewrite it potentially saves hours of work, right? So it's interesting to see how this is going to affect journalism, journalists hate this stuff. Advertising, I guess executive advertising don't hate this stuff because it's really cheap. And other areas, right? So, I mean, I've generated code that can be used for programming. I've generated legal contracts, where there's very clear boundaries of how to operate and what will and will not work, then it's going to be a game changer, right?
Well, I think it pumps out, at least for an article like this, what is a great start of getting your research done and then massaging it the way you want it to, and implementing your personality and implementing all of the things that you mentioned in terms of like being hopeful. I got to say, like the last prediction is hopeful. I mean, in that humanity will find new ways to work together for altruistic needs. But it sounds like that's something you asked for off the top in putting this together, or having it put together.
It provides solutions that aren't really solutions, right, Jeff? And I quote, so humanity will find new ways to work together for altruistic needs. Cool. The solution to this problem is twofold. First, governments must work to create more collaborative global environment in order to facilitate cooperation and collaboration. Sure, that's super easy.
But how?
This includes investigating infrastructure such as international institutions and forums that can help facilitate dialogue and collaboration between nations. Okay. World Economic Forum, United Nations, UNESCO, whatever. Second, governments must prioritize the needs of the most vulnerable populations. Okay, that's cool. This includes ensuring access to economic opportunities as well as providing financial support to those who need it. They've created like a politician. They've created like an artificial intelligence politician that still doesn't look beyond the end of their nose with kind of empty, vapid ideas of what solutions are that aren't really solutions. So it's really interesting, and playing with this. I'm going to continue playing with this. And some people vehemently hate this, people in the creative arts. And the people that are on the edge of creative arts that desperately want to be a part of that world, they love it because it's their entry level, right? I mean, I've been writing for years and years and years, and thank you for the kind words about my writing, but I was terrible years ago. If I would have had this kind of technology, I would have been a lot better straight off the bat, right?
You're still implementing your personality. Like, I do feel that with this technology, you still have to do that, or else it's going to be noticeable, as it was when I read this and went, this isn't Nick. This doesn't. Yeah. He's much better than this. So I think you would notice it. But like I said, it's going to do your research for you. But in getting back to how this article summarized where we're at in all of those different pressing issues, the common denominator was all of these issues will continue or become major issues in 2023.
Yeah, and well, there's certainly going to be things to be discussed. There's going to be limits and boundaries. Are there going to be regulations put in place around what you can and can't do from a creative perspective? It's unlikely. Are people going to be put out of jobs by this kind of technology? I don't think so. I think that we're sort of entering a golden age of human and machine. And that's what I'm kind of calling it. 2023 is the golden age of human and machine. The idea that, recognizing that it's not just computers that we've been using for years and years and years. It's from, making fire for the first time, like hundreds of thousands of years ago, picking up a stone and using that as a weapon or using that to cut something, all the way through to like the Iron Age and the Bronze Age, the Roman, whatever, right? We are human and the machine, but now it's the golden age because that technology is becoming, on demand, ostensibly free. And now it's really going to enable us to do some really, really impressive things.
Chief Futurist at Futurist.com, researcher, keynote speaker, and author Nikolas Badminton. Nick, you've been with us for a few years now, and we appreciate another year of your coming on every week and talking about things that nobody else is talking about. We look forward to more of the same in 2023. My best to you and your family, my friend. Thanks for doing this as always.
Yeah, take care, Jeff, and the best to you and to the listeners as well. Thanks so much. People reach out and they say how much they like our chat. So I really appreciate that. And 2023 is going to be a big year, Jeff. I've got a book coming out, so let's talk about that in January.
Will do. Nick, appreciate it. We'll talk in 2023.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.